The Statue of Happiness in GTA 4 has a very dark secret. By gaining access to the upper viewing platform, you'll find this sign here that says no hidden content behind the door. However, the door has no collision, and once you climb the ladder inside and head all the way to the top, it reveals the secret that the Statue of Happiness has a heart beating wrapped in chains. But this isn't the only thing. The face on the Statue of Happiness actually resembles that of Hillary Clinton, someone who was actively against Grand Theft Auto when the whole hot coffee controversy came out in GTA San Andreas. This is just the start of the tip of the iceberg of GTA 4. There's a pair of fingerless gloves available that you can only access via mods. What's interesting about this is it was actually used as promotional material for the game, leading you to believe that these should have existed somewhere in the game to unlock. The swing set of death is one of the most famous landmarks in the entire game. It's a swing set where if you steal a vehicle and drive into the metal bars, the game will mysteriously launch your vehicle sky high. In some circumstances, the vehicle can actually get launched all the way across the first island. However, in my attempts for this video recording, I didn't quite get that result, but I did get this. There's a lot of hints for GTA 5 hidden within Liberty City. There's no doubt at this point in time, Rockstar Games probably suspected they would return to Los Santos in the next installment. You can find this really cool abandoned theme park with San Andreas related pictures plastered all over. But there's something even more interesting. At the end of the Ballad of Gay Tony, we see Packy McReary getting on an airplane, taking off from a runway, where we see on the runway a V written in lights. But when you look at the tail number of the aircraft, it matches that of the aircraft that's seen in the first trailer of GTA 5. And yes, Packy could be found in GTA 5 as an Easter egg. It's time we go below the surface and try and explore some of the less known things. There's a secret website hidden in the internet cafe called Little Lacey Surprise Pageant. If you click on it, you get an instant 5-star wanted level.
Units, please respond. We have a sexual deviant attempting to access explicit images.
There's also an Area 53 website, which of course is Rockstar's parody on Area 51. On this website there's some really interesting writing to be found, so feel free to pause the video and read it. But there's an even more secret website called whattheydon'twantyoutoKnow.com, which shows you all of the hidden packages, hidden flying rats, weapons, stunt jumps and more throughout Liberty City, all hidden within the game on this secret website. Inside the interior of the bar where we first meet Vlad, you can find references to older GTA titles, more famously these GTA San Andreas banknotes. There's also a jukebox with Mad Dog and OG Loke's records found inside. There's also a back room to this place which you can't access usually, and once you're on the inside, the back door actually opens. There's a Russian action movie called Behind Enemy Lines, which of course when you look at these images side by side, was a clear influence on the design of Niko Bellic. In fact, the actor of the character Vladimir Mashkov was actually offered the chance to voice the character, but turned it down because he didn't take it seriously at the time. Speaking of character-related Easter eggs, there's a set of clothing outfit you can find in Niko's apartment, which matches that of Claude Speed from Grand Theft Auto 3, the very first 3D GTA game. The original beta map for GTA 4 was actually Liberty State, which would have featured more countryside areas and even mountains to the northern area. These are official concept drawings way before the game was actually in its development phase. This is what the game would have probably looked like if we had areas like that in the game finally added. It's a shame they had to cut it, but likely was cut due to obviously hardware limitations at the time. The dead protagonist graffiti is a subject for a lot of debate. You can actually find this graffiti in Niko's first apartment on the wall, and what it seems to show is the fate of many beloved GTA protagonists from previous games that now appear to maybe be dead. Some of the signs say rest in peace, and others say always in our memories. We're sinking deeper down the iceberg now. As this video continues today, we're only going to keep talking about more and more unknown things about GTA 4. There's a very funny looking statue that can be found in the park. It's one of the few things in the game that's actually destructible. The Rat Man is a myth that's existed since the beginning of GTA 4. The myth goes as follows. There's a strange NPC that lives underneath the streets of Liberty City in the depths of the dark subway system. Down here you can find many homeless NPCs, but sometimes when you go down here you can actually find people that are actually dead. Also, what makes this even more unsettling is that you can find these really strange stains on the floor, and sometimes even hear screams occurring from the dark alleyways. I found a dead body down here, and I'm being serious when I say I didn't kill this person, which really freaked me out. There's a building on the first island which actually has graffiti from older GTA games. You can find characters that you can see on the box art for various of Rockstar's titles. Some of them are San Andreas, some Vice City, and some GTA 3. The abandoned baby stroller is one of the main talking points when it comes to myths in GTA 4. There's no children in this game, no babies, no animals besides pigeons, and this baby stroller here is just sat there abandoned by the side of the road. It has collision and everything, and even stains on it, which look like blood, which really freaked a lot of the community out. And this is the only location that this thing actually spawns, leading people to ask, why exactly is this actually in the game? Because it's really freaky. If you head to Mikhail Faustin's house, you'll always find a Turismo parked in the driveway. But if you thought that was the actual thing I'm talking about here, then don't worry, because there's something a lot more interesting. Around the back of his house, you can find blood trails leading away from his rear door. And if you have any doubts that this is blood, just come here at night time and you can clearly see that this is exactly what is on the floor. There's a wide range of beta weapons that got cut from the final game. Some of them, like silenced pistols, a SPAS 12 shotgun which can also be found in promotional material for the game, but the most cool weapon of all that got cut from the game is the minigun. And yes, there is files in the game that reference this weapon. It's a huge shame that this was cut from the game, and we don't really know why, but thanks to mods we can actually see what it would have been like. Nico actually has some very dark secrets. As we all know probably by now, he fought in the war. But he also mentions about how he smuggled people and sold people. But not only that, there's also many theories that Nico was involved in a variety of war crimes. And some cutscenes give you a hint that that was something he was involved with.
When the war came, I did bad things. And after the war, I thought nothing of doing bad things. I killed people, smuggled people, sold people.
The haunted Sprunk factory is one of the most terrifying places you could visit in Liberty City. This place during a thunderstorm at night is one of the most eeriest places you can explore, filled with dark corridors and just complete abandonment. It's really freaky to see this sewer system running through this building as well. The building is really expansive with multiple floors, and yes, while I know a mission does take place here, and that's probably why this place exists in the first place, if you explore this place outside of a mission, it makes it even more freaky. There's also this really freaky tunnel, which you can go through that leads through to some sort of homeless encampment, but there's no one there to be seen. You can't hear anything but this weird generator, and you feel like you're being watched at all times. If you go to a Cluckin' Bell restaurant and go behind the counter, you can actually see a cash register which has a secret button on it that says Ask CJ. There's also some other really unusual buttons, like one that says Space Launch. I wonder what happens if we shoot that one. Raven Vamp 11, also known as Octavia, is a vampire in GTA 4. She's a member of MyRoomOnline.net and can be seen on the 5th profile. She mentions that she's a Dark Countess of Nosferatu, or formerly known as Debbie of 1643, Transylvania. There's a lot of really strange profiles you can find in GTA 4 on the internet. This one tops them all. It's kind of freaky knowing that there's a pedestrian somewhere in the game that goes by these aliases and actually believes they're a vampire. Hidden within the game files, there's actually unused music that was supposed to play when you actually get shot or get unalived, shall we say. And if you want to listen to that, I'm going to play it now. By finding an ice cream truck and activating the horn, or the, shall we say, siren as sorts, will activate sometimes the GTA 4 theme tune. If you ring the number 948-555-0100, after doing that you'll get a text message that then tells you you've found the GTA 4 theme tune and get a full body of armour. The museum is home to one of the greatest GTA 4 myths of all time. The long, dark hallways of this museum are really spooky considering you can't access this place besides a mission or using mods. Now, many players have said that they've heard screaming coming from the inside of this museum, and also that they've seen a figure walking around who then disappears. I was trying to explore this place, and I did find some very unusual glitches occurring with some NPCs in the game. What do you think I saw in this clip right here? Was this a ghost, or was this just a glitch? I want you to watch this and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Why do you think this NPC spawned out of nowhere? Was it just a glitch, or was there something more going on with my copy of the game? GTA 4 was actually supposed to feature aircraft, but Rockstar Games decided to cut them from the game because they were way too quick to get around the map, and of course they had to cut the map size as we discussed earlier on. That being said, if you were to delve into the files, you will actually find a reference to several aircraft that featured in San Andreas and a fighter jet that was supposed to be added to GTA 4 as well. There are a set of extremely rare NPCs that you've probably never seen in the game, such as the maintenance man, the mailman, or even the guy climbing the telegraph pole. Thousands of players have never seen these because they only spawn at specific times of day and at specific areas on the map. Speaking of things that we never actually got to see, did you also know that GTA 4 was supposed to feature animals like seagulls, as you can see from this trailer right here? But of course the only animals that made it into the final game were the flying pigeons. Many players over the years have claimed that they've seen sharks in the waters of Liberty City. Now, of course, this wouldn't be the first time that Rockstar Games have added sharks to their games. GTA Vice City and GTA 5 are two titles absolutely confirmed to have them, but there's many myths over the years, such as Bigfoot and sharks in GTA San Andreas. But is there sharks in GTA 4? Well, there's no animals whatsoever in the game, but that didn't stop players from claiming that when they went swimming out in the ocean or were in a boat, they sometimes saw fins coming out of the water or were mysteriously attacked and killed while swimming. There's a theory out there that Playboy X works for the FIB, and one of these theories can be confirmed while during a mission when Playboy is holding a pair of binoculars. When you look closely at this pair of binoculars, it actually says FIB on them. Now, is Playboy X actually an undercover agent or a CIA operative or something similar? I guess we'll never know. Well, let me know down below. Similar to sharks, we're going to touch on the topic of alligators and crocodiles. Now, you may be thinking this is just a complete joke, right? Well, there's actually more weight to this theory than there was for the sharks, because there's actually a post on the internet of GTA 4 where you can find a news article where someone has lost their crocodile, and it's somewhere within Liberty City. Now, this made loads of players go absolutely crazy, coming up with theories and myths that you could find alligators and crocodiles within the sewers of Liberty City. M_M_train_01 may sound like a load of gibberish to you, and let's be honest, it pretty much is. But this is the actual texture model name for an NPC train driver that exists within the game but is never used anywhere. But that didn't stop players from coming up with wild theories as to why this train driver wasn't added to the final game. If you want to see an iceberg video on any other GTA titles, subscribe and let me know down below. The only way I'm going to make them is if I get enough comments asking me to do so. So make sure you guys let me know how much you enjoyed today's episode.